I realized that my father should have been in prison for the rest of his life for what he did to me. And men who do this, occasionally women, more perpetrators are men.
What does justice look like? Has the vision changed overnight or over time?
I don't know. It's something I think about a lot. I do think that perpetrators of this type of crime should be in jail. I do. But I know that you have to really look at what a victim or survivor, whichever you want to use, we can't have prosecutorial justice at the expense of the survivor or victim's sanity either, or their well-being. That is really important. We don't want these people roaming, mostly men. They reign in the United States, and this is just US, and this is just reported, but 1 out of every 9 girls and 1 out of every 20 boys is a victim of sexual assault or abuse. So we don't really want these people roaming, but it's complicated to say that, locking everyone up immediately is going to be the best thing for the victim or this. I don't know the answer. I honestly don't know what the answer is. I realized that my father should have been in prison for the rest of his life for what he did to me. And men who do this, occasionally women, more perpetrators are men, occasionally it's women, should be imprisoned. How long? I can't say. It's not up to me, but it's so complicated. So I came to me, they had been assaulted as a young woman. And I asked her, she said, I sent her to one of my resources actually. I was talking to her, I said, what are you looking for? Are you looking for help or are you looking for justice? And you think they're two different things. So I think the most important thing, first and foremost, is helping the victim. And then justice comes secondarily. And it's hard, right? Do you think, I don't know, not sure that it helps the victim as much as society though, but I do think that people should not be roaming the streets. So that's my answer is I'm not really sure. I think about this a lot, but
From the judicial, they should be locked up.
Yeah.
It depends on the how many years he's him to sentencing, how many years or
Right.
the perpetrator is meant to have. It's left to the judge. I'm thinking, apart from the sentencing, I would also advocate for or talk about is that they need psychological interventions because something must have triggered them behaving that way. Why are they having that behavioral pattern? Is it something that happened to them when they were much younger? Is it something to do with society itself? Do we need to help perpetrators, victims? So these are lots of that we could prefer to be the charities, government, so to speak. So there are lots of things to be done.
No, I agree.
Not for the victims alone, but for the perpetrators, anger management classes, lots of things.
I do think that's true. I think, much of this depends on what they've done. I do think, I wish the justice system would make it easier, difficult here in the US. I talk to prosecutors and it's my understanding, and this is just my understanding, not based on fact, is that it is in fact hard, especially when it comes to children, to secure a guilty verdict. And complicated because at the same time, you don't want to just start throwing people in. The judicial system is a good judicial system. It's also meant to protect people's rights. So it's finding that balance there. I agree. And there certainly needs to be something provided to perpetrators. I'm not sure what works or what stops somebody from doing these crimes, but all crimes, without a doubt.
And they're punishable offenses as well.
Yeah, and it might be different in the UK than in the United States, what the burden of proof looks like. I know it's a different judicial system, but at the same time, as a victim, always the easiest thing to come forward, especially with your parent.
Yeah, because got you down and you want to protect the reputation of your family. That's always one of the major reasons why people don't speak their truths.
Yeah.
Be safe and be positive. And don't forget to check out our social media handles. Thank you. Bye for now.